Huh?
Okay, so what we have here is our first romance manga, The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife. Oh, look at that cover. I grabbed this manga, not realizing the title, and thought, where is his head? And then realized it's The Invisible Man. How cool is that? Okay, let's see what the back says. She's blind, he's invisible. They're the perfect pair. Yako Shizuka, a quiet and bashful woman, works at a detective agency. Her boss, Tonome, who owns the company, is the gentlemanly type, kind and dapper, though he has an extra talent. He's invisible. His special ability is perfect for detective work, but he quickly comes to find it doesn't work on Yako, who is blind and always knows he's near. Charm, Tonome is determined to get her to date him and isn't against using his many skills. Yako's quirky co-workers, a contrarian human man, a sisterly beast woman, kindly watch over her as she stumbles and blushes through the uncharted waters of office romance. Oh boy, okay. I like the cover. I didn't think pink and green would go good so well, and I love the placement of the characters. They're right in the middle, and they're the main focus. Okay, as the title says, and the back, the story revolves around these two characters as they grow the relationship. This is a slice of life urban fantasy that is very wholesome and super fluffy. And we're talking about the kind of fluff that's from the feather down of a dove of the purest white descending from heaven. That kind of fluff. Right off the back, you can see that the backgrounds are blue. This is odd, but it doesn't affect the enjoyment. The art style is simple, sketchy look. Nothing is detailed, but it fits the lighthearted tone of this story. It reminds me of sketches on a notebook or on homework. There's something very cozy about this whole thing. The character designs are simple, yet easy to distinguish who is who. I can't say that they're unique because of the art style. If anything, the Invisible Man and the Beast Woman. Their species makes them unique. So far, if it's not Yako or Tonome, the personalities of the characters are pretty basic. Some of them are gimmicky. I'm not saying they're poorly written. There's just nothing to latch onto yet. Perhaps in volume 2. The couple is the main focus. I really like how well they're written. They're thoroughly thought out. For example, the Invisible Man, Tonome, gets injured and he is bleeding, but he has to guess how bad the injury is because it too is invisible. And for Yako, the one who is blind, relies on all her other senses, but being in a dark room or the dark of night isn't scary to her. It's normal. The things being said are for their relationship to grow. It's about them. Yet it is not dialogue heavy. The nice thing about the dialogue is I know who is saying what. If each character is a silhouette, I still can tell who is talking. Each character has their own voice. And at times, things being said are quick to the point, which leads me into how the story is told. It is fast-paced. Their first date happens on page 4. At times, the scenes change quickly without me realizing it. These changes happen within the same page. But don't worry, I wasn't confused, it just took me a moment to realize. This manga does not waste time. The author knows what the audience wants. We want Yako and Tonome falling for each other. And we want the growth of their relationship. And as the title mentions, a marriage. No chapter drags out. I never felt bored, but when other things are happening, I was just eager to see the couple. Speaking of which, the world building in this manga is light. It's not the focus, but pretty solid. The world they live in is a modern city that has a different species of humans, elves, beast people, aliens, lizardmen, anything, everything. It's kind of interesting. This leaves for a wide selection of characters to come in. I was kind of disappointed that the main cast has the Invisible Man, a beast woman, and 2 humans. I would have liked if there was just 1 human. But oh well, I just want to see more variety. Because in the backgrounds, there's some characters that look really unique looking. What is thoroughly thought out is Yako and Tonome. How they function, how they get by, their day-to-day life is greatly explored. The main 4 I mentioned work at a detective agency. This adds more to the plot. At first, the investigations are just mentioned. Then we actually get to see the characters talk about them and try to solve them. Then we actually get to see an investigation, although it's very short. It's a page. Finally, at page 80, we get a chapter worth. This is a lighthearted, wholesome manga. Don't expect too much of this. There's no action in this. I do like that the author eases us in. First the characters, then their jobs. This is a good sign that the following volumes could have longer investigations with more plot-driven themes. If you're writing your own manga, check out how this story introduces characters and how the author gets us familiar with them. I like seeing the dates, but I also like seeing them at work too, and how they behave with others in different scenarios. Speaking of scenarios, it's funny to say this, but that's all this manga is at its core. Ideas, scenarios of the couple in an orderly fashion. That explains the fast pace. Is this a bad thing? I don't think so. Again, the author understands what the audience wants and what we're looking forward to. I understand what this manga has to offer, and at the same time, more could be added into this manga with its vague world building. So for my rating, 5 being absolutely neutral, 10 being the best thing I've ever read, I give Volume 1 of The Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife a 7. I would have given this manga a 6, but Tomome is a dapper gentleman. My weakness. I hope the next has more depth, not just on the relationship. Anything can happen. Is this fluffy love too wholesome for you? Can you handle the insanely amount of adorableness?